Welcome, everybody. Thank you for participating in this third live link-in for the Mental Wellness Society. Thank you for being with us. I want also to thank Kate Nitschke and Lisa Goldenthal for being with us today. This broadcast is really about how physical health on mental wellness is improving well-being through health and wellness for mind and body preparedness and resilience. Many people think that wellness, and when we say mind and body, is really we do some cardio, and because of that we get our blood is pumping, we get adrenaline, and everything goes well. Well, it's deeper than that, because to go to the sport gym, or you can do it at home on a chair at home, you need to choose to do it, and you need to think about what you want to do. So it's really mind and body, and your mind have to be in the right place in order to help you, and your body have to be well treated by your mind in order to produce good things for you. So I think our specialists will tell you that today. Kate and Lisa are the co-chair on the Mental Wellness Society of the Health and Wellness Group. We have four groups. One is Education Parenting, one is Agent of Change for Corporate Improvement, one is Health and Wellness, this group, and another group is for psychologists, coach, and social worker. So health and wellness. We are now with that. I think I would like Kate to introduce herself, explain how she came to the Mental Wellness Society, what she is doing, and give us some enlightenment about her vision of the Mental Wellness Society in health and wellness. Kate?
Dr. Meyer, thank you. What a wonderful topic we're talking about today. It's so very essential. I'd like to also thank everybody from exactly where you are today to join this topic, physical health on mental health. We have folks today joining us from across the globe: India, Israel, Madrid, London, Slovenia, the Philippines, here in the US, spanning from New York City to LA. In a moment, you'll hear from my counterpart and co-chair, Lisa Goldenthal, who resides in LA. I'm Kate Nitschke, as Dr. Meyer had shared. I reside in the Milwaukee, Wisconsin area of the Midwest in the US. I am a national executive leader in the health, wellness, and fitness industry. My objective is aimed to greater improve the education, the access, and prevention to transform the way in which healthcare is delivered and benefits are accessed. The Mental Wellness Society for me is not only international, but it stems right here, wherever you are, wherever I am, an opportunity to further gain resources, to further look at the way we integrate care. What is care? How do we define health? How do we define wellness? Dr. Abe alluded to it. We all have a mind and we all have a body. Therefore, we have mental wellness. We have physical and emotional health and wellness as well. So what I'd like to do is talk a little bit more about why I'm here and what I'm after. I spoke to it just a second ago. I think we can improve healthcare and wellness and well-being. I think we can do that by being intentional in the way we look at access points and benefits. Most recently, I have served as president and CEO of a healthcare company and a national bandwidth. It is my next focus now as I look to pursue a company that is focused on culture, top talent, and successful outcomes alike, specifically around health and education. We can improve our health and we can really share and show quality care that we all so deserve very much. The health and wellness professionals involved with one of those four segments that Dr. Meyer just shared. If you go to the mentalwellnesssociety.com and you look at the homepage, you scroll to the bottom, you will see what I'm referencing here. My co-chair Lisa and I work with the health and wellness professionals leading folks that are in integrated care and medicine, surgeons, doctors, chiropractors, dietitians, nutritionists, fitness trainers and professionals, breathing, meditation, yoga. And those are just a few of the professionals that make up this segment of health and wellness. With that, I'll dive in a little bit deeper next, but I'd like to turn it to my co-chair, Lisa from LA. Lisa?
Oh, thank you so much, Kate and Dr. Meyer. I am the best-selling author of The Boss Weight Loss, voted best diet book in LA in 2019 by Best of LA, and the creator of the Skinny Jeans workout sold in Target. I help top executives achieve exceptional performance, energy, strength, and lose weight with the Boss Plan. And this is the only system that is guaranteeing permanent weight loss without crazy diets. And as someone with anxiety, exercise has always been there for me. I'm so passionate about this topic and helping others. When the pandemic hit, I realized I wanted to help others bounce back better from the pandemic too, because it triggered my anxiety and stress. So, because I'm such a big believer in what exercise has done for me, I launched my podcast 12 to 14 months ago, Whole CEO with Lisa G, just to help you guys bounce back better with resilience and unstoppable strength. We can do better. Right now, I'd say the statistics are why we're here. At least 4 out of 10 people have been suffering from anxiety or depression. And exercise has an immediate effect on your brain. And I want to get deeper into the topic. But first, I just wanted to thank you guys for introducing you and just briefly give you a high-level overview of what I am up to in the world. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much. I think it's an important element to indicate, because we have been speaking about health. When we created the Mental Wellness Society, we created to create a new model, because the health model or the mental health model is really a model to repair. It's a model where we are talking about fixing somebody who have a problem. And the concept is on remediation. And in that concept, the client is called a patient, because he's patiently waiting that the professional give him a pill, make a surgery, do something to him, but he have no power or understanding of what's going on. He does not participate in the process of improvement. When we created the Mental Wellness Society, we wanted to make the difference, because wellness is prevention and it's not remediation. In that prevention, the client is the key, because we come from human factor, many of us, and we put the human in the center of that loop, not not the technologies, not the different people. It's not made to serve the professional. It's made to serve the client. And in that, the client needs to be at the center of the loop, because he needs to choose what type of well-being he wants to have and work on it every day. So this is why it brings mind on body, because the change is not made in one day. You need to think about it, but you need to do it and do it and do it again until it's becoming an attitude. And an attitude is, in fact, a good attitude, a positive attitude. A positive attitude is, in fact, a good habit. So we want to create good habits. And to create good habits, you need to remove bad habits first. So that's why it's a little bit difficult. And that's why the mind needs to be involved, because you need to keep at it, not be discouraged. And I want to commend Lisa on that, because we had one of our members who was getting in a very bad burnout, in a situation where he could have lost his job and lost a lot more. It was combined with COVID and it was combined with the loss of his father. But as a result, when I spoke with him, I said, you have a very serious, burnout. We need to take care of it. So one of the members, who is a dietitian, mood and dietetic specialist, giving some advice. But then he connected with Lisa, and Lisa put him on one of her regimen, where he made some activities, he made a diet, and he changed in 2-3 weeks. It was spectacular. And in 2-3 weeks, he was in such good shape that he decided even to change job, because the job was not totally what he wanted and everything went well. So I want to show that as an example, because that's the example of mind and body, but also the Mental Wellness Society, where as a group we come together, where we are specialists of color therapy, drum therapy, all type of things, because it's to fit all our clients, because there is not in wellness one size fits all. It needs to be customized to the person expectation. So with that said, I think we need to speak now about something interesting, how we can introduce, I want to introduce a subject for us to discuss. Uh, how can we instill in the mindful choice method, which is a mindful choice to be more a personal positive efficiency method? How can we introduce mindful choice into health and wellness for a life by choice and not by accident? Because many people have their life, the life push them, but not necessarily, they don't, they, we say you go with the flow. But what about if you create your own canal? If you create your own flow, you choose where you want the water to go. You can do that. And that's why we are looking at that. So let's speak about how do we bring in our quality of life, or we can have a better life by bringing health and wellness. So Lisa, you want to start?
Absolutely. Thank you, AGM, for everything that you do, Dr. Meyer, and giving me the opportunity to help Isaac, one of our members, lose 26 pounds and change his whole life in 90 days. It was so wonderful to work with such a driven, motivated, ambitious young man. And well, I already mentioned.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, because losing the weight, stopping to snore, and stopping to snore improve the quality of his sleep and reduce this difficulty to function during the day, and to stress, and then depressed. I think we need to explain the chain reaction here, and
Yeah.
how you stop the chain reaction of a down spiral in an upward spiral.
Absolutely. It's like how you do one thing in life is how you do everything. So when you start realizing that self-leadership is the first part of leadership, leadership starts with yourself. So when you start showing up as a person who has a morning routine, and they meditate and they pray, whatever your morning routine is, and they drink water, and they maybe put off that first meal, is one of my strategies that I did with many of my clients, that's been very successful for myself too. And then you just also add in drinking water. People are going to notice and they're going to follow suit. So if you are a leader in your business and you're leading yourself, everyone's going to notice, because people notice what you do, not what you say. So it's on you to show up as the powerful leader that you are by self-leadership first. And just to speak to exercise, as someone who struggled with anxiety, I've always managed it with exercise. I think if you're really having an anxiety attack, you're feeling really stressful, there are breathing techniques that can help. Moving really fast, do some jumping jacks, go for a quick sprint down the hall and back. You can always come back with a better view. Things are not as catastrophic. We're talking about making small changes. 20 minutes of exercise is a long-lasting mood boost. It's an energy boost. It has immediate effects on your brain. It can help with connection, courage. It's a powerful antidote, and it can help you alleviate the worry that you're feeling right now. We all have so much uncertainty thrown at us in the last 2 years, and I want to help inspire you that you can change your brain function with this powerful pill you can take, and it's natural, and it's exercise, and it's the greatest natural pill. It helps you manage anxiety and depression, and this documented science. This is not just something that I personally experienced, because even being depressed can have a negative effect on your libido too. So this can help with your sex life, your blood pressure, diabetes, stroke, certain forms of cancer. Exercise can lower your risk of heart disease effectively as medication, and depression and anxiety as effectively as education. So that is why I am so passionate about this topic.
Thank you. Kate.
Yes, and thank you, Lisa. And certainly the two words that stick out to me as I hear you talk and as we've worked together are, how do we increase clarity and focus? And when we start with ourself, we start with leading ourselves well. And until we do that well, we can't possibly lead others well or advocate as well. And so I do think to be mindful and aware of our behaviorisms and the choices we make. I like to say that the choices we make today will bring balance into tomorrow. Some of the things that we can look at are, what are the barriers around us moving more? We all know we should eat better, move more, sleep 7 to 9 hours, and so forth. But looking at that science-based, evidence-producing, the resources you'll find at the Mental Wellness Society, there's a plethora of specialists. And Dr. Meyer, I give such compliment to all the work he has done with his associates and the opportunity that Lisa and I and so many others have to bring this topic into discussion. It starts with those discussions, to learn more, to be hungry, to hear, to listen, and take the information that's meaningful to you. And then what can you do that's an action? It's an action, not a should, would, could. How do you turn your thoughts and the things that you think are going to be the best healthy decision each step of the way into an action plan to say, this is what I'm doing, or this is what I did? Part of the things I want to bring to light here is, if we look at a brief overview, physiologically speaking, we look at the hormones that we have in the body. We have good hormones, bad hormones, stress hormones. We have 4 happy hormones. I'll get to endorphin as one of those in a minute. But when we move, we increase literally and naturally our heart rate and our blood pressure. When we do that through movement, through exercise, yoga, walking the dog, whatever you have fun doing, and it should be fun, is when we do that and move, we release cortisol, which is known as the stress hormone. Cortisol is released as part of the adrenal glands located on top of the kidneys. It truly is a hormone that is released from anxiety and depression and to stress or fight or flight. So if you're a mom, if you're a parent, if you have a stressful situation, it's not just going to be a pandemic. It's going to be the dog is ill. It's going to be a missed appointment. It's going to be a family death. There are small, medium, and larger opportunities of stress agents attacking us every day. So to bring center and balance, and maybe meditation or prayer for you, it may be whatever you enjoy having fun doing. But when that cortisol is released, it also produces those happy hormones, or the runner's high, like an endorphin, so to speak, through movement and exercise, breathing and meditation. And when we get those endorphins released, we start working further to clarity, focus, happiness. It helps elevate our mood. It's natural. There's no secret pill, as Lisa said. The exercise is medicine. American College of Sports Medicine really shares those guidelines for all of us of 150 minutes of movement a week. I encourage people to move every day and to move as often as you can. Well, that's a little bit about the physiological aspects of cortisol and then the release of endorphins through movement. And ultimately, some of the action items I think we can take and learn here really are having fun, making sure what you are setting out to do is attainable. For example, I might think that I need 2 hours to work out every day. I might need to have the best outfit, and I might need to go get a gym membership. But I haven't been to the gym in 3 months. Why? Well, maybe 2 hours is too much. Maybe I don't need the best outfit, and maybe I don't need to pay any money or go anywhere. Maybe I can open up my front door or the back door and go for a walk. Every little bit counts. And finally, I'll summarize it in this way. I think this is helpful to share is some is good. Some movement and exercise is good. More is better. And consistency is best. So with that, I'm going to turn it back to Dr. Abe, and we can continue diving a little bit deeper into this discussion and what's ahead.
We posted before to announce this live event. We posted. We made a posting on somebody jump on me, saying because the poster said you need to do exercise now. You need to do health and wellness now because now is the moment. So that person jump on me and say, from whole person, how can you go on that bandwagon? It's everybody, why now? So I take this opportunity to correct few things. Because now is always a good moment to start, not tomorrow. We have psychometric tests on the Mental Wellness Society, and we can analyze if somebody have procrastination. There is 7 types of procrastination because they are emotional on different things. But and we have also health and wellness, where we measure the mind and body wellness. The people who have a good score in mind and body wellness, they improve and change very quickly, and with a little bit of cognitive advice, they improve very quick. But the people who have a low score, it takes much problems because they don't have a grip on themselves. That's point number 1. The second element is procrastination is I do it tomorrow. I do it when I have time. I do it when I feel like, and tomorrow never come. So personally, I look at the things differently because I'm fortunate to have 2 PhDs, one in psychology and one in physiology. Because when I started, I could not decide if I can help people to live better by psychology or by physiology. And here we are with the Mental Wellness Society where we do both. But when I had the opportunity to work for a federal program, I wrote a white book to Congress and said we should try to train professional in a better way, driving professional. And I was fortunate. They gave me $18 million because I was at Carnegie Mellon, and we created a Carnegie Mellon living laboratory. We realized that the students were doing very well. We discovered that you always end up where you look, and you look only with your eyes. So it was the same. You need to look at doing some movement. And by the way, to succeed, you don't need at doing the movement. You don't need at being leaner. You need to look at your destination of what quality of life you will have once you will do what you are doing. Because that is what gives you the motivation to do what you want to do. The motivation is not to lose pound. The motivation is to live better, a better life. We realized that progress were not that good. So I come up with a stupid idea to have a health and wellness center in the middle of our living laboratory, where all the people we will train will go. In 30 days, and it's very well documented by scientific study, in 30 days, their face changed. They were smiley when they were before a little bit not too social. And they started to realize that, you can eat better than the food which makes you sleep after. That if you are on the road drinking water regularly can help you. In 30 days, they change. So we had to research where it comes from. And we realized that the root of the change was because we were soliciting the vagal nerve at the same time that we were doing a cognitive improvement. And the vagal nerve were solicited because we were teaching them to breathe better in a proper way, and also to have some meditation, to relax, to think. So one element which is very important on health and wellness can be taken to that. It's not a punishment. It can bring you pleasure. And there is a big things to combat, for example, the COVID. It was POD, personal time, taking care of others, on downtime. And in your POD, you need to include your health and wellness, doing activities, but it's not drastic. It just needs to be regular. You need to breathe better and you need to relax. So, with that said, I think I want to continue on the same subject because no, I wrote a book 25 years ago on peak performance for body and mind. The Mental Wellness Society is about mind and body, but we do both. There is no priority. Now I will express it better. It's a circle. It's a circle. It's not one or the other. And it's very important. And it's not something we do new. It's something we realize everybody is talking about it. But most of the people, they don't know what they talk about. And that's why we have specialists in every field, because we have experts not to try to attract clients, but to discover new way to help people to live better, to live a better life, a fuller life, a longer life. Because aging is in the head. If you take care of yourself, you will be able to stay young, older, longer. And that is something very important because the people who don't do that pay later and they pay a hefty price because when it's too late and when you are old, it's very difficult, very difficult. So let's continue on that subject. Kate, how do we move the subject
Well,
on?
yeah, Dr. Abe, very profound. And I love how you said it's a circle. I think of integrated care. Our mind is not separate from our body. In order to pick up the glass to drink your water, your brain has to tell your body what to do. And so when we
Correct.
look, yeah, and we look at that circle you're talking about, it's an integrated, it's taking care of the whole self. We all have a spot on our healthcare continuum, whether it's low, moderate, or high risk. So specifically, when we look at Dr. Meyer's question, what's next? How do we do this? I think it starts, Lisa had said it, we just talked a little bit about it. It starts with the self. And the only person that will take the best care of you is you. If you can absorb that and appreciate it and believe it, then you can do it. And I think, taking care of oneself is not a luxury and it's not punishment. It's essential and it's necessary. Taking care of the choices we make and owning our choices is an active stance of what our mind is believing. And I think if we put in front of ourselves, our diet is not just what we eat. Our diet truly consists of what our eyes look at, what our brains absorb, what we do next, how we act, what we decide. And we make over 36,000 decisions a day when we're 18 or older or 25 or older as adults. Younger in youth is far less than that. It's about 6,000 decisions a day. It starts with decisions, and decisions start before that. They start with behavior. So I think if we can owe it to ourselves to make sure that we move. I'm going to give one example. I've done national executive leadership for a long time now in my career, and I'm super passionate about this topic. I ultimately I have heard many wellness coaches say, and I believe it, and I've studied it, and it's true. If we are sitting 8 hours a day at our desk or lying in bed without sleeping, that is, we are smoking one cigarette. That's the equivalent of the health impact we have of sedentary 8 hours. When we sleep at rest, we burn about 35 kilocalories. And when we move, it only goes up from there. So what I want to resound on before turning it back to Abe and Lisa is how do we take the next best step when we determine that it starts with ourselves, and then what can we do next? Part of that could be getting a buddy, the buddy system, looking at exercise and movement adherence. Walk with a friend. You can walk and talk. I do a lot of walking and talking meetings. And I think Dr. Meyer and Lisa will have a little bit more to say on some actionable steps that allow you to take the best care of you. Dr. Abe, I'll turn it back to you.
Thank you. You touch a good point. You spoke about behavior. Now the psychologist is going to talk a little bit. More than behavior. In the Mindful Choice method, we have an expression that we teach to everybody. Hey, if I change the way I think, I will change the way I feel and I behave. So the key to make a change of what we are talking about, the change come by changing first the way you think and to think in a more positive way. My partner, we have a set of icons to explain different things of what you need to do. Okay, we reason by icons. Okay, one of the icons is a solution to all your problems. All your problems for all of us is the same. Do you know which one? It's very simple. Stop, because what you do does not work. Before to be able to improve and change, first you need to stop. Because by stopping what you do, and that is something you need to think. If you stop what you do, then you will be able to change. Until you stop what you do, which does not work, it won't change. That's one element. So I think it's very important to know also that it's not the behavior you need to change. You need to change the way you think, and you need to acquire a positive new attitude. An attitude based on solution, not on problem. An attitude based on thinking on your destination, not the problem. Because the problem is the beginning. And if you continue to think about the problem, you are continuing to be absorbed by the problem, but you are not moving of that dead center. If you want to move forward, you need to look at your destination. And your destination, we can help you to get there, all of us in the Mental Wellness Society. But first, you want to decide that you want to go a course to a new destination, and that's a new attitude. It's an attitudinal change, an attitude to have good, positive habits. What do you think, Lisa?
Well, thanks, Dr. Abe and Kate. I'm a big, huge believer in keeping it simple. I would like to leave you guys with some action steps, because you can take a page from the famous American comedian Jerry Seinfeld. When he was first starting to create content, he made a commitment. So Dr. Abe just mentioned decide, stop, and then change. It sounds complicated, but it's not. So what I would say, if you desire to add more movement into your life so that you can feel better, make a 20-minute commitment every day for the next 30 days so it becomes a regular habit. And don't beat yourself up if you miss a day or two. Obviously, you can do 5 and it'll still be fine. Every day, take a nice wall calendar and that you either did yoga, you went for a fast walk, you did circuit training, because as we get older, there's a whole pie here involved of what kind of exercise. You need flexibility, you need strength training, you need cardio, you need proper nutrition, you need hydration. Every day that you took a step in the right direction, make a red X on that 30-day calendar or track it on your phone, however you want to do it. I always have people use apps on their phone. There's things like MyFitnessPal where you can track activity, the Heart app on Apple phone. Just make a commitment, decide, and make it. Kate touched upon SMART goals earlier, specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time bound. So the time is 30 days. Realistic is, can you move 20 minutes a day? You have the time. And a commitment is you decide, you commit, it's realistic, It's time bound. And let's just do this, you guys. Leave some comments if you found this to be helpful, if you're going to commit to yourself.
Yes.
And thank you for coming so much.
Thank you. So one of our person in attendance, Dr. Reuven Rosenberg, was saying that a body system, to have a body to help you, a body system is very effective. It could be a body, a friend. By the way, if you don't want to only show the good example to your people as a leader. What about to your children? How do you want your children to be mindful about not eating too much sugar, on Coca-Cola with sugar, all this, all that? If yourself you don't follow it, the kids are not stupid. It's not do as I say, it's do as I do. Example is important. But in health and wellness, more than anything, it's very difficult to do self-learning, because in order to change, you need to learn. You need to learn what you need to do. And to learn what you need to do is not in a book, because it will be so many books. That's why we have so many specialists in the Mental Wellness Society. But you need to start somewhere. And where do you need to start? And go step by step, little step by little step, one day at a time. Because we don't want you to fail. We want you to succeed, little step at a time, and after months, you look down and you say, wow, I've done all that without even pain, but determination. You need to start with a coach. A coach could be a buddy, could be a friend, could be anybody, but you need to have a coach. You need to have somebody helping you. You need to be, because you become accountable of what you do. And we realized that was important. So about that brings me to the next subject. We realized at the Mental Wellness Society, we needed to go to the next step. So we created the Mindful Choice Academy. And in the Mindful Choice Academy, we have all our specialists of the Mental Wellness Society, who are all experts worldwide, because we are in 72 countries. We are in 72 countries, 42 states of United States. So we are all over the world. But we all have different specialty. So we realized that we needed to create course where each other we can learn from each other. So that's why we did that, and different people will follow those courses. But then we realized we need to go one step further, because for the mind and body. So one of our partner, Dr. Scott Donkin, which is a very well-known chiropractor in America, he created many books. He's on TV. He created the books for sitting at the job. And we were speaking he's a co-author of the book we made together. But we spoke together and we say, look, you help people who have stress. You fix their back. You adjust the back. But the next week, they need to come back because they don't know how to deal with the internal stress. What if we train you and your staff to a cognitive intervention, mindful choice? And now we teach you not to become a coach, not to become a psychologist, but to be able to make a triage and to tell people your problem is related to sleep. Your problem is related to anxiety. Your problem is related to and we have also psychometrics, so we can tell you if it is ADHD or conduct disorder or other nice stuff. But you need help because yourself, you don't see the way you are. So we can measure. So we have created the Mind, Movement, and Mood Wellness Center. The first center is opening. We have the center in Lincoln, Nebraska, and we are making a very soft opening by Easter. But the idea is to be able to address the mind and the body of somebody. We will have Qigong a class because it's movement and it's low impact. We will have access, so the people will come to the center, but 80% of what they get will be online because they can be on. Lisa will be involved as our fitness and weight loss specialist. We have a specialist of dietetic and mood. We have different people who are specialized in homeopathy, but we have all the specialists of the Mental Wellness Society, which will be there. And we go one step further. Not only we help the people, but we have been looking everywhere for the apps. And we have an app when you put your finger, you will see your blood flow, your blood pressure, your consumption of your level of oxygen. You will see stress. You will be able to see if you have stress or if you are closer to burnout, because it's something different and urgent. And that will be able to be measured. And in July, we are working with a corporation to develop a platform. We are moving into tele-wellness, where we will be able to take on the cloud all those measures, all those improvements, and we will be able, if the people are older and living by themselves, their physician and their family will be alerted immediately that there is something which is odd. But the idea is still about mind, movement, and mood, because that's where you make the change. If you move, if you make movement, you will have a better mood. If you have cognition and you move, you will have a better cognition. And that's the way you age well. And that's very important. So that's a very exciting activity that we are starting. So basically, the Mental Wellness Society now is integrated vertically, horizontally, globally, and we go up to the how to bring to the people that change for the mind and body. So that's what's very important. So if you want to contact us, if you want to contact Lisa, if you want to contact Kate or any of the 250 specialists we have, you go to the Mental Wellness Society website, you go to About Us, and then you have Europe, Africa, Asia, United States, North America, South America, and by the way, we have a South American, we have our Spanish tribe, where we teach everything we do as well in Spanish with Spanish specialists. So we are very excited to share that with all of you. We have also the Mental Wellness Society Global Network. We created our own Facebook for everybody to join. Again, you go to the Mental Wellness Society and you can join there. It's free. And you can invite all your friends if you want. And there is a lot of video, a lot of books. So I have to close. I want to thank very much Lisa and Kate. And they have justified today my choice to have them as co-chair, because one is an administrator, and one is a manager, and one is a leader, and the other one is a trainer. So we have exactly the two important parts for implementing those change. Next week, we will have Dr. Bernardo Merizalde, who is a psychiatric holistic doctor. And we will have with him the Maridi Skalski, who is Maridi is in fact a social worker, and they are both co-chair of the psychology and coaching group. So that will be next Wednesday, same time. We have a live event every week at the same time, 7 o'clock in Israel, 12 o'clock in New York, and I will believe that it's 9 o'clock in LA, correct? And other part of the world. So please join us, follow us, write us, tell us what you think, tell us how we can improve things, join us, be part of the movement, and all of us will live much better. Thank you so much for participating with us. Thank you very much.